let's get to winners and losers of the week. I think that like this is new, but so far this is like my favorite thing to do for real. A little bit.
I feel like you should go first.
All right, yeah, I take it.
All right, go ahead.
So my winner of the week is CP3 because honestly, I've never really liked Chris Paul, but
I do.
I'm a fan of the game first, no matter what game you're talking about. And you would never hear me talking crazy about him on the court. But it was early for me with not liking CP3 when he was punching people in the nuts and stuff. He was in the ACC.
Straight dick
I'm from
punching.
Maryland, so it was Maryland Terps all the way. I couldn't like CP3. But when you look back on this man's career and what he's doing right now, I'm happy for him. I cannot be more happy for him at the end of the day because the Suns is giving him an opportunity and this is a man who's been on big threes before, you know what I mean, with the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? Has played with James Harden chasing the championship, has gotten hurt a lot of times. Seeing him persevere through the Lakers series, that injury, this man just now dropped 17 and 15 with no turnovers. It's only the third time a player has had at least 15 points, 15 assists, no turnovers, and all three are CP3.
Yeah.
It's like he just earned the name CP3 all over again. So I really got to say, man, that like for real, I am happy for what's happening for him right now. And I'm also happy, honestly, for Monty Williams because as a Durant guy, when Monty Williams came to the Thunder, I'm a digger. I get deep into the teams that I like. And everything about Monty Williams, I thought was positive and great.
Definitely.
And it was so sad what happened to him. His wife dying in that car crash.
And players always vouch for Monty Williams.
And he's a good dude. He's quite obviously.
That's all anyone ever say about
For sure.
Yeah. I don't like putting too much stock in the strangers and people I don't know.
Right.
But I haven't heard nothing nothing crazy.
He's
about
the
him.
guy that you bring home to your marry my daughter.
I guess
That's what he seemed like.
From what I heard, come on.
CP3 not exactly, but
he might punch you in the dick.
Right. You might get dick punched fucking around with CP3. He might dick punch your moms or something.
But that is my favorite.
Pussy puncher. Whatever he got to do. He straight punch to the clit, straight to the ovaries, like my nigga said.
Your mom.
If he don't like you, didn't do a State Farm commercial. But I gotta make him my winner, man. The Suns are balling. Gotcha. He has everything to do with it. 3, 15, 15 and zeros.
Yeah, man.
I mean, like, if you don't understand how difficult it is, just understand the fact that he's the only player to do it, but he's done it 3 damn times. He's my winner of the week. Yeah,
people know. I mean, Chris Paul is one of my favorite point guards. You know, not just right now, of all time. So.
You always fuck with CP3.
Yeah, man.
I never could understand.
Yeah, man. That's because on the court, he's the floor general, yo.
The court matters to me. The court matters to me.
He really controls everything. There's just been situations to where as though he couldn't really go over the top.
And sometimes, from what you hear from the teams he played on, he over controls it.
True, because he wants to. I mean, he's that kind of leader. You know what I mean? That overbearing, micromanager type of leader where. Everybody's not cool with that. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's strange, though, that like some guys get away with it, some guys don't. And for CP3 in his career, he just hasn't got away with it.
Who else doesn't get away with it? Who's a micromanager?
Well, LeBron gets away with it.
I don't think
I feel like Jay Crowder has been the loudest voice of like, man, fuck LeBron.
Right.
Everybody else is just like, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, whatever he's saying, I'm going to just do. But CP3, for some reason, has not gotten that luxury, I feel like. But now I'm starting to look back on it like, is it everybody else? But no, it's not, because he's an obvious asshole, though, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
It's something about the way he says it's different. Let me get to my loser. I'm going with Kristaps Porzingis.
I knew. If you know Kev, look, you know why he said Kristaps. Not the penguin. I said the penguin. The unicorn.
Hey, if he is a unicorn, I mean, he's not a unicorn. He's a horse. He's a baby horse. Baby horse Kristaps Porzingis. You's a bitch. I don't want to call this man soft. I don't know him. But I saw for 3 straight games, Luka tossing the ball into the post to 7'4" Boban Marjanovic. Kristaps is 7'3". That could have been you. Rick Carlisle has a lot to do with why they lost that series and everything like that. But Kristaps, I just feel like the reason he's my L is not personal, being a Luka fan. That's where you was going, saying if you know me.
Right.
You averaged 20 and damn near 10. You damn near averaged a double-double during the season. You thought you were too big for what New York was doing. Mm-hmm. You wanted to be somewhere else. The Clippers were double teaming Luka at the top of the key to get the ball out of his hands. Mm-hmm. Kristaps, where were you in those situations?
I agree.
Go get the ball.
Argue. I can't argue.
Go be the guy that Luka
argue.
is tossing it down to the post in those situations.
To your point, he's 7'3".
Right. You 1 inch shorter than Boban.
7'3".
With skill. Okay? Look, that was a horrible performance. And I understand. Mad fans will say this, that Luka can be ball dominant. Mm-hmm. Our star players will probably struggle to play with a guy like him. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, for what you are, and I'm tired of guys like him, and really I feel like him and AD remind me of each other sometimes.
KP? Kristaps?
Yeah, Kristaps and Anthony Davis, the way that they don't want to bang. But it's like in today's league, you telling me that you don't want to bang with 6'8", 6'9" guys?
Because that's who's guarding you.
Right.
And it's not too many of them.
Right.
It's Joel, Gobert.
Exactly. So the times that people want to pay you at the
Dwight,
5 are because you would be an advantage.
Right.
If you think that you are a unicorn, if you think that you are special, AD, KP, act like it.
But did he bring that on himself, unicorn?
He didn't. Fuck Kristaps Porzingis, you an L. With that being said, we got to get to your winners and losers because when you told me these was your winners and losers, I was like, damn, that's brilliant. So go ahead, take the floor.
So my winner for this week is Floyd Mayweather.
Why?
He went and got the bag, man. It was a heist. That's what him and his camp call it. That's
this
how
is a Shaq-like response.
That's how I see it. You know what I'm saying? The man is, how old is Floyd?
Too old for what he doing.
Exactly. And he's like 44. 44? 44. Zion got him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Phone a friend, whatever he used to do.
He's 44, and he'll go out there and this guy's $65 million just off the top. Right. He go in there, you automatically get $10 million. Then they talking about endorsements was like, I don't know.
It was ironic that like it was sponsored by Cash App because seeing a dollar sign all over the place was like, wow.
You know what I mean? And then, you fighting a YouTuber. Like, come on, yo. Like, come on, yo. Like,
the funny thing is, for Floyd's career, it's like the perfect combination of everybody's watching because people even want to see Floyd get his ass whipped or Paul get his ass whipped.
Because also the thing about it is, the Paul brothers have a big following.
They do, huge following.
So regardless, if you don't fuck with Floyd, you fuck with them. Not saying everybody, of course, but they have a big enough following.
But it's very similar to where both of their followings fuck with those people very hard, and everybody outside of that following hates them.
But that following is going to buy the pay-per-views to watch it.
Yeah, that's,
you know what I'm saying?
Floyd cashed in on the fact that people want to see him lose. So the 50-0, all the money made is the biggest fuck you in the world to that whole dichotomy.
Let me go get 65 mil real quick. 20, 30 off endorsements. 50% off pay-per-view purchases. So yeah,
he's constantly cashing in on the fact that everybody wants him to lose.
Floyd, I'm not saying I don't know Floyd's financial situation, obviously, but
it got to be not that good. Like it got to be like good for like it's good for like regular people, but for actually rich people, it's probably like, Floyd, what are you doing?
Right, because it's about time to because he always goes with the notion of, well, Bill Gates and Bezos, they don't stop doing what they do in their profession.
But Bill Gates left Microsoft and just went into philanthropy, and he's not hurting for money. Floyd left boxing and has to keep coming back to boxing.
Have you seen how Bill Gates dressed?
But that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, all the jewels, all the cars, all the planes,
you know what I mean?
All the homes, it's obvious that Floyd has to keep doing this. He can lie all he want, but that's why he was close to being my loser, because it's like, bro, like, you have to keep doing this. Yeah. And as a true fan of yours, I wish you could just stop.
Yeah, that's the thing. As a
you
true
need
fan,
to just stop,
you got to chill out. But you just cashed in on $65 million. So it's like,
I feel like
What the
75%
fuck
of
say?
it going to debt collectors.
For
but
sure.
the rest of it that's left
For
over
sure.
is still
For sure.
more than I may ever see.
Yeah.
Unless this shit blow up. With that,
we're gonna see more.
hey. With that being said, though, I feel like that brings us right into the loser of the situation.
Yes,
Your
sir.
loser is drink 1st. I'm gonna take my drink too. I ain't talking, so
The sport of boxing. The sport of boxing is my loser for this week
I agree.
because of what we saw Sunday night. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, to me, it's just so many great fighters. As a fan of boxing, you know what I mean? As, you know, my father back in the day used to get them, you know, the fights and everything with Tyson and all them, just like, to see that it stooped down to me to an exhibition fight between a YouTuber and arguably, well, not arguably, to me, top best boxer I've ever seen. I'm 33 years old, but you know, top whatever 5, you know, you place him how you argument with it. So
yeah, for my generation, he's number 1.
exactly, you know what I'm saying. So when you got, you know, so many young fighters, to me as a boxing fan out there who deserves those numbers, you know what I mean, then yeah, the sport of boxing to me, like, who, but also in that same vein, you know, will this, let me ask you this, will this match, or boxing match, make people watch boxing more, or just wait for the gimmicky exhibitions? Because, you know, you got the, like, I just get frustrated. There's so many, Ryan Garcia, you know, Tank.
There's so many names. It's hard
You
to
know what
name
I'm saying?
them a lot of times.
Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, they should fight. Like the Charlo brothers. And then you go heavyweight when you got, well, it's only a couple heavyweights, you know what I mean? When Joshua and the big Hispanic guy, I'm about to say. But yeah,
I'm
you know,
just going to keep nodding my head because I know you fuck.
you know what I'm saying? But yeah, just the sport of boxing in general. But could it turn around though, you think?
To answer your question, I'm going to say this. Boxing fans will always love boxing. HBO doesn't carry it anymore. They were trying to get it more on regular TV and stuff like that. I think that boxing has itself to really blame for what's wrong.
I agree.
You need to unify the belts.
Because UFC came along and
right.
Yeah.
You need to make it easier for fans to understand who is the champion, who are the challengers.
Right.
A lot of how boxing works at this point, though, right, is an old, antiquated system that doesn't work for the way that viewers want to go see sports. Yep. People don't know who the boxers are because, like I said, it's not unified. Nobody understands.
One person can have 5 freaking
exactly,
championships.
Right.
You know
and then
they
can just decide to hold on to them, fight who they want to fight, to keep them, stuff like that. So it's just
There's
like
so many politics when it comes to boxing too. It's not like basketball where it's like, it's a face in boxing. So you would think, you know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of people admit to not like to see fighting and whatever. So
that's why I would say that, like, I can't blame exhibition fighting. What exhibition fighting is actually taking advantage of is what boxing has in most cases not been able to, or in some cases not been able to, is that just having 2 people that you want to see fight each other.
Right.
It should be that simple.
Yeah.
But it has not worked that way in boxing for a long, because you could go back to when you talk about Floyd, how long it took him to fight Pacquiao. That was a fight that everybody wanted. Now, I would say as a Floyd fan, all Pacquiao did is knock out people that Floyd had already exposed and knocked out.
Right.
And then that made people exalt Pacquiao as to be the dude that could beat Floyd. But he could never beat Floyd.
Right.
By the time we saw it, they were just both past their primes. To me, at the end of the day, what's saddest as a Floyd fan to watch him fight now, or even towards the end of his career when he went 50-0, the average boxing fan, which relates to what you're talking about, we love it. We'll pay for it. By the time Floyd became popular, though, right? At that point, he was older, totally defensive, and the average person who was at the boxing thing that some friend threw that got the fight was like, this nigga trash. He don't, you know what I mean?
All he do, all I know about boxing is knocking somebody out.
So you don't know what the fuck you talking about.
Yeah.
And you've decided that this nigga is soft and he running and all this other stuff. And you totally wrong.
But it's called boxing.
Right. Because you don't know shit about Floyd Mayweather. He one of the best boxers. He's the best boxer I've ever seen. So at the end of the day, yes, boxing is losing, but I don't even think it's because of exhibition boxing. I think it's because of boxing.
Right. I like that. I like that. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I agree with you. I like how you did that.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that. You know what I mean? I try to bring something.
Yo,
to
it's just
something,
my
you know what I'm
thing
saying?
though is what I just wrap this up. I'm sorry. It's just so many great boxers out there right now, yo. It's so much speed. It's so much young niggas. Boxers. There's so many young people. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not all niggas. Whatever. My bad. I'm sorry. There's just so many young folks out there who can box, who can fight, who need to fight each other. Like Tank about to fight at the end of the month. Whatever. Like, I want to see Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence fight. You know what I'm saying? I want to see Ryan Garcia fight somebody.
And that's where boxing is missing.
Yeah.
Because it should
it's too much politics, yo.
You
politics.
beat this guy, you beat this guy. Now
politics.
This is what's going to happen. Fuck what y'all want to. This is what's about to happen.
It's about the
but
purse.
that's not how it works. And it's one of those things where like the money, the way that the money is involved, it may never change because it's still a big money thing. Right. If it weren't a big money thing, even the exhibition version of it wouldn't be big money, and it is. Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's a spectacle that we love in this country.
It's times we live. Times being YouTubers can.
Nah, for sure. I mean, I want to see Jake Paul. Okay, whatever. I don't know much about him, but this one, I wanted him to get knocked out, which he did. Floyd held him up, but we don't got enough time to talk about that.